Blushington is located in Midtown Manhattan, and it's a destination where we offer makeup applications, blowouts, beauty retail, champagne, and just a whole lot of fun for all ages of customers. What could be better than glam and bubbly? It's a perfect combination, a happy outing, and very excited to share, Mariah, that we're opening Blushington locations in addition to New York City. We became a franchisor, and so we're opening in Boca Raton and in Houston. So very excited to see the expansion of Blushington across the country. So my Blushington journey to becoming CEO started by being a Blushington customer. So back in 2014, I walked into a Blushington location, and for me, it was love at first sight. And I had my makeup done. I didn't know a lot about makeup at the time. I hadn't had great experiences getting my makeup done. And it was as if sort of rainbows and stars sort of were surrounding me. And I got my makeup done and stood up, a lot straighter. And I felt so great about myself when I walked out. And the next day I was at breakfast, meeting a lovely young woman for coffee, raving about Blushington. And she said, I do their PR. And I said, I can't believe this is happening. Can you introduce me to them? And she introduced me that day. And after 3 months, we met and they hired me. And that was the beginning of my journey. It first starts with what are the values of an organization and what commitments are you going to make and how are you going to live up to them? Because it's very easy to toss around words like inclusivity and everyone is welcome. It's another thing to run your business so that you are living up to what you're saying that you offer. So how do we accomplish that at Blushington? It starts with our core value. We believe that every customer, whether your age, your background, your skin tone, your hair texture, deserves to feel beautiful and confident and to walk through the doors and feel welcome. And to walk in with the confidence that whatever seat they sit in at Blushington, that artist will have been trained in understanding all of the nuances of younger skin versus more mature skin, undertones of different skin tones, hair texture. Is it straight? What is the curl pattern? Is it C? Is it 4? Is it what is the really the beauty, what are the beauty needs for the person that's sitting in front of me right now? And so in order to deliver on that promise, you have to have all of the tools and you have to have the people. So you first have to hire people that share your vision, that are open to learning and having a skill set to deliver beauty services for all. And that's why our mantra is we are beauty for all. So it starts always with the people and aligning on those values and having the excellence in their artistry. And then it is on Blushington to have the training and the inventory, because you have to have, again, to truly offer services for all, you have to have a breadth of foundations, a breadth of lipsticks, across the spectrum of our makeup products. You have to be prepared for any customer that walks in. So we've made that commitment. We have great depth in our inventory. And same on the hair side, you have to have the products that are right for every different hair texture. And then you have to have the training. So we've made a huge commitment to training to live up to that promise. So everyone is welcome at Blushington and you will receive excellence in your services. When I think about it, as a working mom, as a wife, friends, family, leading a very dynamic life, time is our most precious commodity. So we want to be super respectful of that at Blushington. And so you're getting luxury services. They're express, they're in a welcoming environment, but we're super cognizant of people's time. And that's why we think that our customers are loving blowouts and makeup all in one place. Everybody that works at Blushington is a licensed cosmetologist, and some of our artists are even licensed estheticians as well. But our artists either have a specialty in makeup, a specialty in blowouts, and oftentimes in both. And so they're very versatile. So I would say at the New York City location, I would say close to 75% of our artists do both hair and makeup. And if you know anything about the artistry world, they are incredibly curious. They're always learning. They're up on new trends. They're constantly perfecting their craft. So it's a pretty beautiful thing to watch your makeup artists and hair artists at work. And I don't know that the average customer even thinks about everything that goes into the talent of being a makeup artist or doing a blowout. It requires tremendous awareness, listening skills, and talent to really deliver an A+ celebrity level blowout or makeup application. Really think balance is a stressful word. Um, quite frankly. There's a lot of conversation about work-life balance as if, you would do 50% of one thing this time and 25%. And I think for me, the way I try to look at it is in priorities. And there are some days when Blushington is the number one priority, and there are times when it's my family. And I think if you're running a great organization and if you put the love and effort into a strong foundation in your family, then, the shifting in priorities works out. And so, for example, I would say at Blushington, I run a very horizontal organization. And that means that I can count on my team. If I can't be there, I trust them to execute and to uphold our standards. With my family, they know that they're my number one priority. And I don't miss anything. And I do say to working moms, and dads as well, to really try to have those conversations with your employers and to really set the boundaries about what works it has to work for the business, but it also has to work for your family. And I have one son, he's 19 years old. And to this day, Mariah, I missed one of his concerts in the second grade. He sang Interplanet Janet, and everyone was wearing a green shirt. And guess what? I wasn't there. And all my friends, it was very gracious of them. They sent me photos. But I said to myself on the plane ride home, I will never miss anything for my son ever again. And my employer will know that I will go to the ends of the earth. If you need me at night, if you need me over the weekend, I'm there. As long as I have the same support and flexibility on the other side that, my son was the quarterback of his football team. If he had a game, I was going to be there. If I get a phone call, if I'm on a Zoom and it's my son, my whole team knows that I'm picking up that phone call. But that's a two-way street. I have so many of our makeup artists are working moms. And if they have, a school event, a parent-teacher conference, they know that as long as they're contributing to the trifecta of excellence at Blushington, which is excellence in your artistry, excellence in your sales, and excellence in what you bring through the door every day in terms of collaboration and spirit, then you'll have all of that flexibility back from us. And that just makes a happier team, and it makes for a happier life. I don't think you have to sacrifice one for the other. I think you can be a great businesswoman and a great spouse and mom. And there just has to be that mutual respect for each of these facets of our life. I would say that we are very grounded in a portfolio of looks so that our customers that have come to know and love looks, that they're always available to them, that we have a solid core of looks that are tried and true, that are loved by our customers. And so I look at trends as something that our artists are very much on top of the trends. They'll bring them to our attention. We'll do capsules, we'll do pop-ups, we'll do training sessions on new trends. What I think is critical about trend is that at Blushington, it's all about listening to the customer. So while I may be very excited about a trend, or artists might be very excited about a trend, it's important to listen to the customer. They may not share in that excitement, or they may. And so it's always a dialogue. So I would say our artists keep us very up on trend. Our chief marketing officer, who's also our co-founder, and her sister co-founder, they are leading the charge on being up on everything in the beauty industry, every trend, every new hashtag on TikTok. And so we're in sort of a constant dialogue about what we want to test and try that's trendy, while also keeping our core heritage services available. So it's a balance, but you named it. I mean, TikTok is probably the greatest source for knowledge when it comes to beauty trends and staying on top of things. I mean, I think I would say that first Blushington experience, whether you're local or you're coming from near or far, is this. I always say you walk through the doors and you feel like embraced by a warm hug. It's beautiful, it's serene, upbeat, it's luxury, but it's very welcoming. And that has always been something that's so crucial to me, that luxury can sometimes be so intimidating. I remember being, in my early 20s, moving to New York City and walking into, luxury places and just feeling like I didn't belong there, or are people staring at me? Am I not dressed right? Or, so our team knows that I want the opposite feeling when somebody walks into our luxury environment, that they feel like they're being embraced by a warm hug. So I would say that first experience, and it should feel the same each time you come, is probably a shared experience. But Blushington is utilized very differently by locals versus those that are coming to visit us. So most of our local customers have series. So this is a great way to save a little bit of money if you get blowouts regularly or you get makeup applications regularly. So our local customers often buy series. That's packages of 6 blowouts or packages of 12 makeup applications, because they're coming. It's part of their day-to-day routine. So I would say that local customers in New York City build us into their routine, whether that's the businesswoman coming to see us before work or a big meeting. In the middle of the day, we might have someone on their lunch hour, or we may have customers coming in getting ready for a luncheon or something special during the daytime. And then our local customers in the evening are always coming to see us before a dinner, before a date, before going out on the town. And sometimes it's just because it's often, sometimes it's for special occasions, but other times it's just because we're part of their day-to-day routine. Now, for our visitors, we see so many different really groups of people coming in when they visit New York City. We see mother-daughter weekends. We see sisters coming in. We see groups of friends coming in. A lot of times we have bachelorette parties or destination weddings. So you can really come. People that are coming to visit come for all kinds of reasons. We have a lot, and I don't know how this happened, Mariah, but we have a lot of brides from London. Somehow they found out about us. They're getting married in New York City. They're having a Central Park wedding. So we do a lot of destination weddings. We have also people that are coming and making a whole day of being in Midtown. Maybe they're going to Central Park. Then they have lunch, they come into Blushington, they get a blowout, they get their makeup done, and then they're heading to a Broadway show or maybe to do a little more sightseeing or dinner. So we see visitors from all around the country. And so, you know what's something really cool, actually? There are people that come from out of town for annual events. And so they've made it their routine. We just had a group in last week, they're in the jewelry industry. They come from all around the country for this great gathering once a year, and they've made Blushington part of their getting ready routine. So that's actually a lot of fun when you start seeing your out of towners coming in year after year. It's just a great stop to put on any itinerary because who doesn't love to get glam? I'm on a work at home day today. And so one of our incredible artists, her name is Kiara. She came to my home today. She brings a kit from Blushington. And what, again, I love about Blushington is whether you see us in New York or you see us at our locations opening in Boca or Houston, the products are identical. And that's really important for the at-home services because you want to know that when an artist is coming to your house, that whether it's Kiara that came or another member of the Blushington team, those makeup kits are owned by Blushington. So they have all the same products, they're immaculate, and you know that on your repeat visit that you'll be having the same exact makeup, which is really important when you're getting your makeup done and you like the style. So that's something that's important for at homes. But it's just a game changer. When we feel good and look good, that combination is pretty unstoppable. And the glam means different things to everyone. I like a very light, natural look. Someone might like super glam. And again, the versatility at Blushington is it all starts with having the training to do any type of look, and then the training and the commitment to listening. But fun fact about Kiara, she has one of my favorite quotes of all time. She says that being an artist at Blushington is like being a doctor that only gives good news. And I love that because it is such a happy place. I would give my younger self a lot of advice, but um, I think I would tell my younger self to have enjoyed the process more. I was so fixated on making the deadline, on checking the box, on achieving the goal. And it's as I've gone on in my career and gone further in leadership that I've realized that the joy is the process, that the journey is the destination. And so I think that my younger self would have had a lot more fun and been a lot less stressed out if she knew that it was the process that is where the magic happens and it's not a race to the finish line.